Okay, so 38 kilometers in. Been eating rain and wind for the last hour and a half. 22 to go. We'll get to the turnaround and then be wind at our back. So right now it's right on our face.
Hey guys, so this week I wanted to recap the Calgary Marathon's 60K Ultra event, which I just ran this past weekend. Today as I'm filming this, it's Wednesday. I've had a few days to recover. The body's starting to come back and feeling pretty good. I walked away actually in pretty good shape despite doing 60K all road, but I want to give you a bit of a recap on the experience and sort of the marathon, the ultra marathon as a whole. Calgary has been, obviously is my hometown, and I've been doing the Calgary Marathon. The first time I ran it was in 2014. I ran it again in 2015, and then in 2019 they had a 50K Ultra, which I did. So I've got a bit of a history with the event. And in fact, Calgary Marathon is the longest standing marathon in Canada. And so this year, because it was the 60th anniversary, they had the 60K distance, which I was really excited to do. It felt like it was a really good time of my training sort of cycle early in the spring to do something like to get into a race situation. The 60K felt like a good distance. I know it's a well-organized event, and so I thought it would be a good test for me to do in May, setting up to some of my other key races throughout the summer and leading into the fall, where my key race, the Lost Soul Ultra 100K trail race, is what I'm really setting myself up for. So I felt like this was going to be a really good test.
It goes 3:30 a.m. race day morning. Nice and early start today. It's a super early start today. Driving into Calgary, I like to be there because there's shuttle buses that are going to take us out to the official start line. It's a bit of a unique course. We're running on the marathon course, but the first 23K are going to be starting elsewhere and joining the marathon later. So logistically, they had to start us a little bit earlier, and so that makes for quite an early start. So I'm just on my way into the city, and then I'm gonna have to jump on a bus and get out to the start line. So went to bed super early, but of course can't sleep when it's like 7-8 o'clock at night. So yeah, anyways, heading in.
As far as the course is concerned, the course was pretty unique. The first section of the course the ultra runners were sort of sent out to a remote location to start. We needed to find extra distance to get the full 60K in, because of course just the road course of the 42.2 for the marathon, we need that extra 18 kilometers to get the 60. So we started off at a remote location.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And we are underway with the 2024 Ultra 60Ks. Part of the 2024 service.
There was about, I think it was a 10 or 11K out and back that we ran on pathways along the river. It was nice and quiet. And then at the 23K mark, we joined the rest of the field on the road. And so there was the marathoners we joined, the half marathoners, and the 10K people all funneling in at the same time in that spot. We kind of caught up to the marathoners when they were about 5K into their race. And so there was two waves of the 60K Ultra folks. There was an early wave and a later wave for the faster runners. I was in the later wave. There was a very small window of time we had to hit a certain road section, because if we got there too early, the roads wouldn't have been blocked off, and if we got there too late, there wouldn't have been sort of support getting across some of the roads. So it was a bit of a logistical piece, had to manage our paces, but once we hit the road with the rest of the pack, it was great. There was lots of energy. It was cool to kind of be around other runners. There's obviously the spectators were starting to filter in as we were coming into the city on the road. So it was kind of nice having that first couple hours just being nice and quiet, getting into the rhythm. And then when you're kind of starting to get tired, you get a bit of a boost by sort of joining the crowds. The downside of that was, as we kind of got into that main pack of people, we were hitting the tail end of the marathon. So some of the folks that were running, say, 4 or 5 hour marathons, we were hitting that group of people. So I sort of found myself for a few kilometers kind of weaving in and out of people, sort of getting around some crowds. There was definitely some slower runners in there. So I found that I had to kind of find a spot there for a little bit, but then it evened out, which was nice. Then you head out, sort of heading west through downtown Calgary, and then there's a turnaround, and then you come back, and for us, it was right around that 30K mark at the Ultra Pack that we were heading out for about 15, 20 kilometers, then you turn around and come back. And the challenge we had was, as we started to head west, the weather started to turn.
Okay, so 38 kilometers in. Been eating rain and wind for the last hour and a half. 22 to go. We'll get to the turnaround and then be wind at our back. So right now it's right on our face.
But we got to the turnaround, and when we got there, the weather started to lighten up a little bit, had the wind at my back. The rain started to break, so it got a little bit warmer. I got feeling back in my hands. There was a section where I couldn't even bring out the camera to record because I physically couldn't have turned the camera on. So I was kind of just living in the hurt locker for a little bit there. But then we came back and made the return back into the finish line, which was really quite good. I stayed in the rhythm. I ran the entire 60K with basically no walk breaks, so I felt really positive about that. The other cool thing, of course, running on a marathon course is there was lots of aid stations every several kilometers. I think 4 kilometers to 5 kilometers was the biggest gap between aid stations. So I carried my Solomon pack. I had my own electrolytes and gels, but I was also able to rely on the course for electrolyte drinks, water, extra gels. There was a few different things they were giving out that just felt good at the time. There's even a beer station near the end that I hit, which was kind of fun. I never thought that I would want to drink a beer in the middle of a race. It was actually quite good. I grabbed that, I think, with about 3 kilometers left.
.58 kilometers, or it's 57 and a half ballpark. Just getting around the corner here. And then home stretch. Felt pretty good now. The sun's been out. Well, not really sunny, but not a torrential downpour, so that's a bonus. So just gonna finish it out here.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. That was just a quick recap of the race and my experience in Calgary. If you have any questions, by all means, drop them. If you've ran Calgary and have some feedback or some other things that you'd like to share, also share those. I'd also appreciate it if you liked the video. If you stuck around this long, give it a like, subscribe. I'm going to record a video every single week and share sort of my journey to the Lost Souls Ultra and redeeming my DNF from last year, hence the name of my channel. FU DNF. See you next time.